We're all trying to improve our businesses, but have you ever thought about doing this by reconnecting to your business? Today, I have a guest who's a business psychologist who does just that. Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk, hear how he does it, and hear how this might help you.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jolles.
With more than 40 years of business experience, my guest, Dr. Isaac Mostovicz, has led an international diamond manufacturing company, completed his MBA and PhD in luxury marketing and consumer behavior, researched and coached C-suite decision makers on leadership and ethics, and reconnected his clients to their businesses. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Rob, and thank you for inviting me to the show.
So we don't use the term, or at least I haven't heard the term business psychologist a whole lot. And that really interested me when I looked over your bio. So kind of as simple as you can make it, what's your definition? What is the meaning of business psychologist?
This is something that came from somebody who worked on one business of mine. And he told me, listen, you are taking the business and you put it on a coach. Like a psychologist, and if I'll try to position myself, you can imagine you have a mentor or a coach or a therapist, and people have problems, and they meet the therapist once a week or once every second week, and their problems most of the time comes from business because they are living in a business environment, in a very hostile environment, problematic environment. They need to sort things out, go to a therapist, sit for an hour, and then they go back to the problematic area, and they can't advance because this 1 hour disappears. The effect of this 1 hour of therapy won't help them. But if you go and ask them, okay, you sit with me for 1 hour, how this is going to affect your business? How are you going to do your business in a different way? And when I'm talking about doing business in a different way, I'm not talking about doing a green business or honest business, or although this is all in, people will come to this solution. Let's talk very clear things. How can I measure my effect on you? How can I measure this 1 hour? The conclusion that we came to after 1 hour of speaking. How can we measure it in your business?
Right.
And I tell them, don't come back to me before we can measure the success.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not charging. I want to do. I want to see that if I'm charging $1, I would like to see that my client will make $10 or $100 because of it.
Right.
So kind of an investment.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. In here, we use the term executive coach. So how would you, where an executive coach doesn't necessarily tell a dry cleaner how to dry clean better, but they get into the mind of the business owner. So is it semantics, or is there a difference in your mind between an executive coach and a business psychologist, as you've described it?
I try to reach the executive, although you can affect anyone who decide to take his life in his own hands. Is not to be influenced by the other, but to be influenced to build his intrinsic motivation, to build his self-esteem, and anybody can do it.
Okay.
So the question is, if I in what kind of framework I can work with these people, what kind of effect is going to have on them. I'm running a class already for some good years with friends of mine. Now, because of the pandemic, we can't do it any. We can't do it. But I remember they called me and they told me, okay, every Friday you are coming with us, 1:30 or 2 o'clock. I was there, and I didn't do anything. But later on, when they succeeded in what they were looking for, they told me thank you. And I asked them for what. The best story that I have is happened to me a few years ago. I was walking in the street, and a young couple stopped me, a man, woman, and maybe two or three children. One was still in a stroller. Crossed the street, and the guy told me thank you. I never saw this gentleman. I thought, and what should you thank me for? You helped me. You changed my life. That was an interesting story. And I looked further, and then I remembered about 40 years ago. I had to be as part of my military service. I had to teach, and the school director told me, what did you study for teaching? I told him, I'm good in informal coaching, but nothing in formal teaching. I never learned in school to be a teacher. So he told me, okay, we have in school children who have difficulties. Let's see what you can do. It was already November or December, and the teacher, first class, tells me, this boy is a nice boy, but he can't read, he can't write. I didn't do anything. I just discovered that this boy can read and write. Okay, he read very difficult. He got a lot of difficulties in reading. He wrote with plenty of spelling mistakes, but he could express himself. So I asked him about his difficulties because he came from outside town. He had to, at the age of 6, he had to switch 3 buses each direction. So he had difficulties. And by working together with him, after a few weeks or a couple of months, he told me, I don't need you any longer. I'm okay in class. He became very successful. He thinks that I did something great for him, that I changed his destiny. Most probably, if I wouldn't be there, he wouldn't discover in himself that he can do whatever he do. I didn't teach him reading and writing. This is not my job. This was not my job. This is not my job now either. That means if I'm talking to an executive, I don't call it mentoring or coaching. Ask questions. Actually, if you want to know what my tools, I have 3 tools. Number 1, I'm asking questions. Number 2, I'm telling stories. And number 3, because sometimes it becomes tension and you want to relax, I crack jokes. And that's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm doing. And somehow, when I ask a question, and the guy say, hey, that's a great question. So I ask him, okay, and what the answer is? Because you have to remember, you go to an executive and you want him to run the company as he truly feels he has to run the company. If I give him solution, he run my company. The company is run by my solution, but by his solution. He has to find the solution by himself. So I'm not going to give him.
Yeah, when I was, learned to be a coach and was certified, one of the most challenging things for me was just that. I had no trouble asking people questions. What I struggled while I was being taught how to coach was to believe that most people do have the answer within them, and that our job is not to give them the answer because they've got to own it, and they're the subject matter expert of themselves. Our job is to help them find it. And that opened up some ideas and avenues because, quite frankly, I didn't want to coach people that were out of my area of expertise, business-wise. And they explained to me, no, you don't have to be an expert in their particular area. You have to be an expert on leading them to the solutions that they can't find. Which takes me to my next question. because as you're saying this, and I'm really glad you said a few things that you did about that student and the story you told, because we use the term business psychologist, but you were almost more of a psychologist with that particular individual. And although I have a lot of business clients, and I work in the area of sales a lot, so there are going to be some salespeople listening to this podcast. There are also going to be people that are just struggling. They're struggling with career transition. They're struggling within their jobs necessarily. So with regards to your clients, who is an ideal client for you? Or is it everybody?
Actually, it's everybody. I'm now focusing on a very, very narrow segment of the market. And I'm my first preference is when you have a startup and somebody comes with a great idea, and personally, I would prefer somebody the idea that they would affect a wide range of people. Um, Maybe a B2C product, retail. That's something that can affect the retail market, not something esoteric that can affect a few companies. And the idea is great, and everybody is thrilled, and everybody tries to put a hand on the product, on the offer. And at a certain moment, for one reason or another, the business even makes money a little. It makes money, but at a certain moment, the guy decides, okay, I'm going public. I'm going to for an IPO, and everybody is very, very, very happy. And then stock price goes up because people are motivated not by the product so much, because the product they could buy before, but they're motivated by the story. Who knows what kind of a business this is going to be? And it was rare. Not, I have a couple of examples that prices, the stock price went up and stayed there and even climbed higher. But in most cases, um, the the founder, the entrepreneur, switches, doesn't realize that now he has to serve two types of clients. Before, he had to serve his consumers. He had to serve the wide market, that the users of this product. Now he had a different market also. Those who buy the share price, they want to be part of the party.
Yeah.
Now, it's very easy to forget about your faithful clients and to move to the new party, and that's what most people are making, because now I have money. Now I did it. The moment somebody says I did it, so you are not anymore a story. You are not anymore somebody who is active. Somebody who is both. You is both. And maybe I can write a book about you, what you did in the past. What about your present? What is left for you to live for? And this is what happened usually to those companies is that once the story stops, and so every story comes to an end, stock price crashes and comes to a level, very low level, and then they sit there for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how to advance, because, like you said, that I would like to stay in my area of my expertise. Their area of their expertise, maybe they were engineers or who knows what, and all of a sudden they have to be managers and never learned how to manage a company,
Right.
and they never learn how to manage many people, how to manage the press, how to manage the analysts. They never learned what to do. So they get all kind of advices, generic advices that move them from one problem to another. And here usually where I come, and I'll tell them, okay.
Yeah. I noticed that, and I think it's a very common problem people have. It's a weird irony, but when they finally do decide to reach out for help, they reach out for help from all sorts of different people, and everybody's got a different idea. And I'm never been much of a golfer. I'm a terrible golfer, but it's almost like learning a golf lesson from a different pro, and they're all good, but a different pro every month. How could you swing a golf
You
club
can't.
after 12 months? Find a pro that you like and demand that not only do I want to learn this repeatable, predictable swing that, as you said, would be measurable, because if I can measure it, I can fix it, right? But continue to enhance, continue to help me go deeper, but help me implement what you're teaching me. Don't just teach me. And I think that's where we go wrong. It's like a shiny penny. I work with Isaac. Boy, I got a couple good ideas. He's so good. I'm now going to find another coach and see if I can find even more. And we wound up.
They have one problem. They won't find ideas by me. I'll try to avoid giving them ideas. I'll ask questions. And maybe it's impossible because my mind keeps on working when I'm talking to them. So it's impossible to ask natural questions that there's no me behind them or my ideas behind it, but at least I try to play the game.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question, and I use something I call a communication shot clock. You got to do this in 45 seconds or less. Okay, and the question is this: because you work with different businesses and particularly startups, give me the one most common problem that you see regarding startups in terms of their success.
People who put their goals too short. They want to make it. They want to make it big. They want to make money. Making money is the biggest problem. You never try to make money in your business. Making money is a parameter, is something that you can use to measure your success. But you don't work on making money. You work on doing what you do, doing the best way.
All right.
Where there's a
pause right there. I like that. I was going to shake a few people up, but I coached basketball for many years, and I at first when I coached, I was an amateur, which means I used to put my teams in a huddle and say, and we break the huddle by saying "win," right? And I learned from a much better coach that obviously we want to win. Obviously, Isaac, down there, we'd like to make some money, but execute, do what we do what we practice, do what we've worked on, follow our system, our process. And if we do that, more often than not, good things will come. But it's very hard to just go out and tell a player, go win, go make money. What we can say is let's execute, let's do the things that we do. And that in turn will help us win or make money or whatever. But I love what you said there. And I think that most people don't really read it that way. They want to go out and play the game and win, isn't it? Yeah, of course we want to be successful, but if we execute, good things will happen. Agreed?
I agree. I just tell you, I'm practicing karate for the last 50 years. So at my level, I'm already coaching people, practicing together with them, but I'm coaching them as well. And the difference that we see, we tell them, okay, competition is very nice, but it's a low level. It's a low level, so you won. But did your competition is yourself. Did you do what you had to do, and did you do it in the best way? Or do you have to improve, or can you improve further? And you can always improve, because actually, as you become better, you realize how far, how little you advanced, how much more you have to become. And this is the competition. This is the real competition. So you polish yourself by going engage with your friends. Now for 1 year, can't touch them any longer, so we stay apart from each other because we have to keep social distance, and it disturbs us very much. But this is not, the idea is not to beat them. The idea is not to kill them. The idea is to use them as a mirror for us to see if we can do better. Nothing more.
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote a piece one time about, I forgot the title of it. I write something called a blarticle every other week. And it dealt with watching a golf tournament. Again, I want to reiterate that I play golf about once every 3 years. Okay. I don't know how big golf is in
much more
Israel
than
either.
me. Much more than me.
But here's the interesting thing. If you ever watch it on television, you'll notice that the pros never look at the scoreboard. They don't look at the scoreboard. And it really almost offended me at one point of how can you play competitively and not look at what your opponent's doing? And what you realize is that it serves them no purpose, because what they're doing is they're playing their ball. They're playing their shot. If I'm staring at your shot, okay, first of all, it's not like I'm going to affect any change. And second, all it's going to do is distract me from what I'm doing. You know what, Isaac? If you play a shot and it's wonderful, congratulations, and shake your head. It nothing to. I'm focusing on my ball. I'm focusing on what I do, and that can't help but impact my ability to play the game better. And I'm always impressed by that. Yeah, it makes total sense when you think about it, but it's instinct versus logic. Our instinct is to be all distracted by all the things we can't control. And logic says, let's just focus on control. And going right back to what you said, money, yeah, but effort, process, the things that you're teaching them, that you're bringing out in them, that we can control, that we can, and if we convince people of that, I think we do them a tremendous service. All right, I want you to wrap up, and then I want to hear, to hear how people can get a hold of you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just go to business. You have clients that you have to serve, and you have to focus on your clients and to ask yourself, how can I do best for my clients? And what people doing, they try to give discounts. You don't make money by giving discounts. You try to think about how can I beat the competition? How can I push the competition off? You don't run one business. You run 20 businesses. Focus on your business. Focus on your client, and do what best for them is. And if you don't, many people, many executives are asking, okay, who is your client? They don't know.
Right. Play your ball, not the other guy's ball. All right, Isaac, where can people find more about you?
It's www.janusthinking.com. Janus, Janus, thinking, thinking. Now, if people want to see my work, I'm on LinkedIn, and I post less than what I want, but I believe that my posts are better than the average Facebook, Instagram, TikTok type posts that you'll find. My posts are more serious and more interesting. Hopefully people enjoy it. And then they can find me on my website. IsaacMostovicz.com. They can find my email. They can find my telephone.
Yeah, good. I'm going to help you out of here.
If people work hard and they'll find, we really want to reach me, they'll find me.
All right. Okay. All right. Now let me add a little business psychology to you. But we're going to help them find you, because I had to, before we started this program, I had to practice saying your last name. I'm going to spell it so people can find you. It's Mostovicz, and so when you're looking for Isaac on LinkedIn, or you're looking for his website, make sure you've got his name spelled well. Isaac, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, it's it's interesting. You validated a few things that I've been a little shaky about on my own on this side. So I'm grateful for what you taught us today, and good luck and have great success. And
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and stay safe over there.
You bet.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.